No, you didn't
Well,
turn
I mean, compared
hot.
to what he was.
No, he's a classic. He's a classic guy who like literally
grows a beard.
Looks worse with after losing weight. I think.
No, he's not hot.
Hi, and
okay, let's start with that.
welcome and hello to the show, NOTHasanAbi.com. Jonah Hill, who you may have known from some movie or a show, sent some wacko stuff to his ex, whose name is Sarah Brady. It's causing a bit of a firestorm on the internet, and we're going to look at what was said, and break it down, and talk about it a little bit, because I think it's interesting and fun, and I'm bored, so I'm making a video. Plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, boundaryless inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit.
So like some of these make sense, not the surfing with men part, but like boundaryless inappropriate friendships with men. I feel like, given how unhinged the other ones are, he probably is like exaggerating.
Just being friends,
like,
man.
yeah, if you're like, hey, I don't want you to fuck other dudes, like that's kind of a given, right? If you're in a monogamous relationship with someone, but like everybody hyper focused on that, but like. The surfing with men part is really funny because she's a surf instructor.
Go to one of those female-only beaches. You know?
Like it's like her job, right? To model is also ridiculous. To post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit is the most ridiculous.
Friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past, beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something. I am not the right partner for you.
So that last one, he's saying like, you know, I don't want you to hang out with your slutty ass girlfriends who, you know, I don't want you to go to clubs with them. That's what he's saying. Like, which is again like fucking ridiculous.
If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership.
If being in your swimsuit makes you happy.
My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. So before we get into the content of the text, why are we talking about this? What's the context here? And well, the internet has actually had pretty mixed reactions, interestingly enough, with one side of people saying these are insane, manipulative, and the other side of the internet says this is awesome and dope. And
it's so funny because the people who are like, dude, fuck you, you're a pussy cuck bitch, Jonah Hill is the GOAT. Like those people literally were like, Jonah Hill is a gay Jewish libtard man last week. You know what I mean? They were like, oh yeah, he's just advancing the Hillary Clinton agenda last week. The moment that he just like comes out and he's like, these are my boundaries. Please don't post photos. Please don't post photos on a surfboard. I hate that. And everyone's like, yeah, he's so sick, dude. I loved all of his movies, actually. I loved him. I loved them so much. It's like these men, and this very much resembles the Tory Lanez saga, for me at least. These men do not care about the actual content, the actual, like, they're not Jonah Hill stans by any measure, okay? They just ride for misogyny. So they're like, oh, anyone's come out and, like, done something fucking stupid that is against a woman that other women are now calling out and saying is bad and wrong, oh, I'm on board with that. Like, I will defend him. I'm a stan now. That's it. That's what they care about the most, okay?
The fact that you guys aren't together means you dodged a bullet, Jonah, because these boundaries are normal. That's the scary part and what we're going to look at. The next part of these messages is where Jonah sent some screenshots from her Instagram and then wrote the following: respect however you want to live your life. You only get one. Sort of done with explaining myself. She said, 3 removed, not the video yet. It is my best surfing video. Would you feel different if the cover frame was different? Any more?
Oh my God.
I didn't see this one.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
He's also a bit of a cuck.
Yeah.
Like I know all the ladies in the chat are going to be like, you don't understand his abuse, but like it is.
And also he's like a big famous actor and she's a surfer. Like it's like crazy power and balance in so many ways.
Fine, sure. But also like, come on. It fucking, you know, break up with his ass. What are you doing?
The but also she was always a surfer. So when was the point in the relationship? He was like, nah, you know what?
Too much.
This is too much surfing. Like,
It's like he is definitely objectively in the wrong. Okay, he is. It's fucking ridiculous.
No, he's right. Surfing is a single person's activity. Yeah. Who in a relationship surfs? No. Do you know? Do you actually know anyone?
Just break up with a controlling abuser forehead. I mean, this is like so pathetic, though.
Yeah, this is.
Like,
I don't know.
Really, you don't think like? Here's the thing. Okay, you get into a relationship with someone. You get in a relationship with someone, and you think that the person is a certain way. and then they start slowly revealing that they are this way. I mean, it's like just reeking with insecurity in the most pathetic way possible. You know?
Well, it's like the other person's insecure as well, and then like they're thinking like, oh, how can I salvage this? Like if this relationship fails, that's like a reflection on me, and like, you know, I think there's a good reason to be cucked in this situation.
From surface familiar with the Aryan instructor, they said Jonah seemed jealous because he's a hang-around poser type, and all these he was a shoebie. And all the real surfers are way cooler and hotter and taller. Makes perfect sense to draw out the psycho in them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's why you never date a girl who's good at a sport.
Yep.
That's my rule.
Yeah, all the other people around are way hotter.
Yeah.
Abusive have a cycle of behavior. Yeah. That's why you got to date only like girls in like a really ugly field.
Yeah.
Yeah, like nuclear scientists.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Because guess what? It's not like she is not cheating on you with another motherfucker in there. Okay. Never date a girl who's been outside. I know.
Yeah,
there's men out there.
Yeah.
There's men out there.
Hotter than you.
Yeah. Watch it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Watch it. Fucking Steven Crowder.
Oh, I hated that. That was so fucked.
Gotta date girls that like to knit. There's no men that knit.
Oh, but the one that does. Holy shit.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing so well.
That's like the guys that do salsa.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just like, come on.
Jonah is clearly a dick, but does this classify as abuse? I think the ironic situation here is that Jonah Hill is very clearly with like one of those therapists that just like leans into all of your worst aspects and like teaches you therapy speak, but doesn't actually like heal you of any deep-seated insecurity you have.
You can, like, just
so now
weaponize.
he's just weaponizing therapy speak. However, the irony is on the other side, people are also hyper medical. On the Jonah Hill criticism side, because I think Jonah Hill is an insecure, pathetic little man for this behavior. But do I think it constitutes as like abuse? I don't think so. I think it's manipulative, but I feel like we have the tendency to literally look at every single thing and not just be like, that's a bad guy doing a bad thing. It has to be toxic, manipulative abuse. Like, no, I don't think it's abuse in that regard. It's like, I don't know. I feel like you resemble like an anarchist 14-year-old who says like it's an unjustifiable hierarchy if you want me to shower or do nap time. Okay, like it's just not. It's just this is a person who is weak. Okay, he's a weak
he's just
person,
really insecure,
and he's
Very
not
insecure.
like taking it beyond a level where. Like he's even the way he's basically describing it, like boundaries, making it seem like it's actually a perfectly reasonable demand. Like, yeah, it's manipulative, but it doesn't always have to be like emotional abuse. It absolutely is abuse. Just because it's not chronic or extreme doesn't make it not abuse. Okay, if you have to add additional qualifiers, then it's not the same. Okay, that's it. Now, if there was additional stuff that was going on top of this, I feel like then it leads into, if he's like genuinely trying to separate her from her friends, like all of her friends, you know what I mean? Because these text messages, we don't know how like what the boundaries actually ended up becoming, like what the actual relationship demands ended up becoming.
And also, it depends. If he was doing this all the time, it would be abuse because she would really start to doubt herself.
She's already deleted her pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's wild.
Wrong. If you let your woman go alone to hang 10, 100% she will find a chat. And there's a 70% chance of her getting railed by him. I can't tell you how many families I've seen broken up by this as someone who works at the surfboard rental shop.
Aww.
That's a copy pasta from like last week.
To be fair, we knew someone that did they ran a surf school, or someone that went on the surf school, and the guys that run the surf school, they're just there to fuck.
Yeah,
that's the only reason they do it.
Yeah. Hold on. So this is so weak, by the way.
I love these.
Oh no, he green-lined the dog. No. Oh god, how could you?
But the dog is slanty. Everyone's slanty.
This is real.
No, this is the channel that does this. This is the Twitter page that unironically does this shit all the time. Oh, Jesus
Imagine
Christ.
thinking about this every time you're outside or like in a photograph.
What, looking at people's leans?
Working on your own lean.
Now, that dog's got a powerful stance.
Yeah.
I agree with that line.
Yeah. I think the idea is like the dog is fucking her. That's what they're saying. Like, okay, let's continue.
Specific ones that bother you. Yes, one that isn't of your ass in a thong, not a thong, but K. Insecurity in relationships is a totally normal thing. You know, you really like someone and you're like, oh, I really like them. What if something bad happened? What if they meet someone that's cooler and more handsome and taller than me? What happens then? Oh, geez. Oh, gosh. I don't want to lose them. But that's something that you can work through with your partner and you can make it A-okay. This crap. What's surfing with men? Surfing. The thing where you're by yourself on a board in the middle of the ocean. What is that?
It's like it's so stupid. It's literally like, I loved how well you used to, like, I love that you're a chef, but I'm afraid you're gonna have to cut it with this food cooking nonsense.
Cooking with men.
now that you're in a relationship with me, I no longer want you to be chefing.
Yeah.
Like,
even though that's how I
oh,
found
are you educating children? I don't like that. Okay, some of those kids are men.
Yeah.
Some of those kids are male. I don't like that. You need to stop. You need to stop being a teacher. It's insane.
Yeah.
You're speaking from a place of privilege. I'm sorry. A privilege. Imagine if you're going through this day in, day out. Emotional coercive control is abusive.
That's fair.
Sure. Okay. It's abusive.
You're
Jonah
a
Hill.
hot guy that likes to surf, Hasan.
Yeah. I'm speaking from a place of privilege because. Anyway, I don't know. Let's keep going.
Why? How insecure and unhealthy does it have to be for you that to be something that you're saying? Now, many have pointed out that this post...
I just think that you can be like a bad person without it being like toxic, manipulative, emotional abuse. Maybe I'm old school. Maybe I'm too old for this. I don't know. I do think that sometimes. Like, I'm too old to be on the internet.
Well, I think sometimes some things like this, it depends the level on abuse, where I'm just like, oh, is it...
We need more information.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, do we really need millions of people weighing in on it in a way? I mean,
Oh,
it's
you mean
good and
that's
it's
the whole
bad,
thing.
but it's like...
Oh, I hate that. That's another part that I was going to mention, which
Yeah.
is that, like, they've broken up a year ago. She released these text messages, like, now.
Like, I don't care.
And
He just had a
also...
kid.
He just had a kid with his new partner or whatever. And the thing is, like, no matter what happens, it's a private, like, when you release private correspondences like this between two people that are like super comfortable with one another, two people that know each other very well. Well, ironically, Jonah wasn't so comfortable with her. and from the outside world, when you're analyzing it, it's always going to be slanted, certainly, depending on who's doing the reveal. And but even in this case, like, I'm not even saying Jonah has any redeemable qualities. Okay, there is none. He is an insecure little man. He's very pathetic. But you're only seeing like a small sliver of this overarching relationship.
Is a pretty egregious misuse of therapy language, like boundaries, the idea of posting pictures in a bathing suit, how that's transgressing his boundaries. When this is something that he had praised before in her DMs, say there's the...
I mean, dude, it takes a while to overcome trauma. You have no idea the strength it probably took her to release those. You guys are gonna disagree with me, I think.
And what?
Maybe.
I don't know. I just like...
Well, the thing is, I don't actually know how I feel
mean,
about it. Like, I don't know how I felt. Like, I think he's an insecure man. But then yeah.
Bro, this is what I mean. I'm like, yo, you're turning it into like a war crime. Like, dating an insecure, pathetic little man is not a fucking war crime, okay? Like, you're making it seem like he was like chopped her fucking arm off or some shit.
But it kind of makes sense. I don't know, the amount of girls I've spoken to who have been like abused by like complete losers, like people like this.
Yeah,
this is like a famous
yeah.
actor.
I don't
Like,
think. Okay, first of all, I don't think it's a cool guy that's doing abuse. There's no situation where it's like, I'm a really cool guy.
No, I'm saying like the power imbalance here is so wild. Like it's so much bigger. This stuff happens even without him being a famous actor. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Like I can
Except
understand
there's
that.
always additional externalities, I think, that make it more severe. When you have more information on the matter, that's when you can have a better assessment.
Yeah.
Rather than like, this stuff is I think like it's I'm more inclined to believe that this is abusive. Okay? Like I'm certainly more on the side of like he most likely is. HasanAbi, the type to watch his girlfriend getting fucked while in the closet, he's so open-minded.
Awesome.
13-month subscriber. Brother, between me and you,
Oh no.
a 13-month subscriber, whose girlfriend is fucking who, you think? Okay? What do you think is like between you and I, just think for a brief moment. Your mom, your sister, your girlfriend if you have one. How excited would they be at the prospect of having one night with me? Just think about that. Just for a brief moment. I hope that like zaps your brain back into fucking reality for a second. Okay? Because like I know you're typing under the guise of anonymity behind this weirdo chatter streamer dynamic where you think like, oh dude, no, I'm super hot and my girlfriend would never do that. Okay? She would. She 100% would. Shut the fuck up. It's always these dumb motherfuckers like that are just like on Twitter. When I said Jonah Hill is like so fucking insecure. Jonah Hill is so fucking insecure. There were so many people like replying to me with Twitter Blue subscriptions that were like, dude, you're a fucking cuck. Like, I'm a big, strong guy. That's why I don't want my girlfriend to have fucking photos with bathing suits.
Yeah.
Like, that's what big, strong men do. You don't understand.
I want my girlfriend to be unemployed.
Yeah. Big, strong men are fucking terrified at the prospect of their girlfriend being around other men because they're so insecure about themselves and what they offer in a relationship. That's what big, strong men do. Okay? Anyway, I've dated an actual narcissist. This is just one of the first warning signs that things will not go well, but it doesn't mean the relationship becomes abusive. Yes, that's what I'm saying. No, I thank you. You put it in much better words than me. I think like I'm on the side of this. Jonah Hill could quite possibly be abusive because this is the type of behavior that you like. This is the type of controlling behavior that insecure and pathetic men do until it like spirals into like serious abuse where they are able to. Where they're able to separate you from your friends and you're their lifeline. You know what I mean? These are major red flags because the goal is to cut you off from all of your friends and all of your family so that you are the only thing they have. Okay? Or they are the only thing you have. I don't know what I'm fucking saying. Anyway, so that's it. That's the reason why I am on board with this potentially being abusive. Okay. But the text message alone just paints a picture of like a pathetic, insecure man. Okay.
The emoji saying, wow, nice photo. She wrote in the caption, yep, kind of like unbelievable that a man who sent me shit like this would then be upset I didn't read his mind and take down pictures of that once I was in a relationship with him. It's just very possessive, manipulative behavior,
what was that photo?
Obviously. It goes in line with a lot of manosphere stuff where the guys seem to be exaggerating and using hyperbole.
That's what you think. When you're in a relationship, all of a sudden that does become...
You see all the details.
Yeah, all of a sudden things change. Things change. Very differently.
When they say that it's cheating for a woman to have Instagram, for a woman to post pictures of herself while not wearing a ghillie suit. And the thing is, it's really not hyperbolic because that's the mentality of a lot of people. That by showing yourself on the internet, inevitably a bunch of men are going to DM you and then you're going to cheat because you don't trust the person. Somebody who could best explain the boundaries thing is this guy from TikTok called Therapy Jeff. I know Therapy Jeff. He's the Therapy Jeff. And let's hear what he has to say about this.
Jonah Hill was using Therapyspeak to control his girlfriend Sarah, his now ex-girlfriend. And it's important that we go over this misuse of therapy language, which is kind of a thing these days and how it can be super problematic.
Yeah, same.
They all fucking abuse you.
This is why
they're all manipulating.
This is why Scientology was right about their anti-therapy slant. I mean, he is doing that though. Like the whole like, wow, you're gaslighting me, and you're gatekeeping and setting these these are my boundaries. If you choose to, go over them, then that's fine. That's on you. Like type shit. It's like. Your boundaries can't be what other people are doing. Then that's no longer a boundary. It's a demand. You know what I mean? Like the entire point is like your own personal boundaries.
But it's also that like sentence of being reasonable. He's like, if this is what makes you happy, then I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah,
it's I understand. I understand.
Yeah, it's incredibly fucking It is manipulative. It's super manipulative.
But why didn't he structure it in a way that like the most reasonable ones were at the start? Because like surfing with men, you don't come out of the gate with like the worst one, like the most.
Yeah,
insane
it was really fucking
demand.
stupid.
And bathing suit.
And by the way, anyone that thinks this is a fucking like we're cucks for saying this, it has to be 12 and has never been in a relationship. There's just no shot, or you're mentally stunted and you think like a 12-year-old. Okay. And you probably shouldn't be in relationships because like technically whoever's dating you is engaging in an act of pedophilia because you are mentally a 12-year-old. Okay. Physically, you might not be. Physically, you might have the build of a divorced dad at the age of 35, balding, fat. Okay. But mentally, you are stunted like a 12-year-old. Okay. Because holy fuck, dude, relationships are a partnership. You have to value your partner like an adult, an autonomous individual, okay, with individual feelings and individual goals and wants. If you are trying to control every aspect of their lives, okay, if you're trying to control every fucking aspect of their lives, body shaming and IQ shaming is so funny. Yeah, it is. It is funny. That's why I did it. Shut the fuck up. You've been following since 2019. This is the first time you got mad at this. Like, I've been doing this for a very long time, okay? Shut up, dumbass. IQ shaming, he said. Oh, my Lord. Bro, you don't get it. She's probably naked underneath that swimsuit. Yeah, exactly.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah, you're right, dude. Fuck. Anyway, it also tailored in favor of the screenshots she released. Yeah, I mean, look, it's just there's definitely. I mean, it's like definitely odd to release it now and not like when the relationship ended. And I don't know what compelled her to do so, but. I mean, he was in the wrong here for sure. I'm not defending him in any way, shape, or form. I forgot what the fuck I was saying. I still don't know why she actually released it. IQ shaming, IQ is bullshit, Hasan. Yeah, I know. We're not getting into that.
No one even said IQ.
Yeah, the chatter said IQ. My point was the reasoning for why she released it now. Jonah Hill's ex Sarah Brady waited until after his fiance gave birth to accuse him of emotional abuse. Brady says she wanted Olivia Millar to make an informed decision about how to move forward with the actor.
After giving birth?
Yeah, why would you
You do that before.
Because
Yeah.
then you could stop her birth.
Yeah, where are they?
Yeah.
What state are they in?
She
Are they in
didn't-
one of the ones where abortion's legal?
She's pro-birth. That's why. That's why she's like, I don't want you to get an abortion with Jonah Hill. That kind of signals. That's a bit narcissistic.
Yeah.
Also, they're wearing the same.
They look identical.
What the
Yeah, they are the
fuck?
same.
He's
Yeah,
like,
they're
this
weird,
is
bro.
a respectable way to dress. No more
She's
bikinis. Just
weird.
suits like me.
Okay, she's kind of weird, dude. I don't know.
What is his tattoo on his chest? Is that Howl's Moving Castle?
Like the one anime that you've watched.
It is. Is it Howl's Moving Castle? I'm just saying.
It looks like a pirate ship, man. All right.
It'd be great if he had like a tattoo of a surfboard on him. Just like,
I love Born to Surf.
it's too much surf.
Yeah. You said you have to wear the same thing as me always, no bathing suit bottoms. Yeah, she's like, why can't you wear stuff like this on your Instagram?
Respectable clothes.
You know, things that I wear. Apt photo to show the tattoo.
Oh, it's a pirate.
What? It's got an American flag on it. It's like a... What?
It's an American pirate. Okay, let's
He looks
keep-
like he just saw a woman in a bathing suit.
Yeah. Yeah, also cover him up, slut. What are you doing?
Jesus Christ.
Imagine being pictured out in public with their yitties out like that. What is
God
that?
damn.
Oh, chill.
Inappropriate.
Fucked up.
as it masks controlling behavior under a commonly accepted positive concept, in this case, boundaries, making it harder for the person on the receiving end, Sarah, to challenge it. Okay, so Jonah is basically telling his professional surfer girlfriend, I am not going to be with you if you surf with men, have boundaryless friendships with men, model, post pictures in a bathing suit, or post suggestive pictures, and are friends with women who are in unstable places.
Like, the only thing that makes sense here is this: the boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men. everything else is psychotic.
But is that even like that's
Well, he's
such a
just saying
vague
don't
term.
sleep with men. Everyone don't sleep with other people.
Which is like a totally appropriate
very
boundary that every monogamous relationship has. It's like an unspoken rule of monogamous relationships. Friendships. No, I know. I read the last one. Also, why is this on a text and not a conversation? Yeah, it's very weird. Jonah, chill. I just don't get it. The way he presented this along with everything else makes me feel like she just doesn't want her
Like
surfing.
being friends.
Well, I mean, she says don't surf with men. So I think that's what it is. That's what she.
Do people have sex in the ocean, in the like deep ocean where people surf? Surely that's back on shore.
What?
Like, is the actual instance of surfing the bit that's like terrifying for him?
Yeah, he's just threatened about. He's just threatened that she's like around dudes that he thinks are hotter than him. And that presents a genuine threat to him because he's insecure. That's where it comes from. Now, part of the reason why I think like this is, like there's definitely, this is definitely salvageable. A person can like recover from behaving like this and no longer be like this, regardless of what their fucking age is. Now, of course, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon because like it does certainly feel like his therapist is like giving him the go ahead here.
Yeah.
Or at least everything he's getting from his therapy sessions is basically just new tools to make himself seem reasonable while making unreasonable demands.
It's also the fact that he's a famous person. Like if it was a normal guy that sent messages like this to his girlfriend, the girlfriend would probably say no, fuck you. But it's because he's powerful that she's probably like, oh, maybe I am going to do what he says here. You know,
this stuff's pretty common though. Like it's
not just like a famous person doing this. Like this is like regular shitty dudes do this. You know, I think it's here.
What is that? It's some metal in his hand.
He always has some shit. Jonah had his own fun though. Someone should remind him that he sucked the titty for 13 straight hours in Grandma's Boy. His girlfriend probably wouldn't like that either. What the fuck?
That's his job.
Yes.
That's his job, unlike her surfing.
Yeah.
That's what he does for work.
Yeah, no, he's allowed to suck a titty, M. HUD. What the fuck? Scary thing is that this is normal behavior for dudes lately. Dating has become fucking impossible.
He goes on to say that these are my boundaries for a romantic relationship. Jonah's use of the term boundaries in this message is a misuse of the concept. A boundary is a healthy limit a person sets for themselves to protect their well-being and integrity. It is a rule or guideline that one creates to identify reasonable, safe, and permissible ways for others to behave towards them and how they'll respond when someone passes those limits. However, in the message Jonah sent to Sarah, he is not setting boundaries that protect his emotional well-being. Instead, he is dictating what behaviors and friendships Sarah is permitted to have. He's essentially
she's putting boundaries on her.
Sarah on who she can be friends with, what she can do professionally, and how she can show up online. This is not an example of healthy boundary setting. Instead, it reflects an attempt at control. It demonstrates a lack of respect for Sarah's autonomy and individuality. Jonah's message is more about restricting Sarah's behavior to suit his comfort levels and insecurities, rather than expressing his feelings or needs in a healthy manner.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Love you, Jeff. One thing that was sort of fascinating to me about this whole thing, but also very unsurprising, was the amount of people supporting Jonah in these boundaries, kind of just telling on themselves about their sort of demonic views about relationships. Here's real Candace O, aka Candace Owens, some Prager, some conservative lady. There's
What do you
literally
mean, wow?
nothing
This is
wrong
the
with
whole
Jonah Hill's
shtick.
leaked text messages regarding
I'm
what
shocked to find out that like the super racist white supremacist lady.
I'm not shocked at that. I'm
Yeah.
shocked that anyone would support him here.
This wow. He's shocked. He's a big Candace O fan.
This is exactly
This
what happened
changes
with
everything I think about her.
Candace O.
Candace.
And
You as
he
well.
wants in a partner. But there's plenty wrong with women in society today. Basic respect for your partner is now being labeled as misogynistic from insecure women. Anytime you go into your place of work and you see a man and you turn away and walk towards the wall and then run through the wall like the Kool-Aid man, that's basic respect. Women these days can't do that because there's something wrong with them. Notice the framing there of what he wants in a partner as if it's just preferences, you know? We've seen the preferences card used before. When what he wants is like absolute.
Also, this doesn't strike me as something that's happening in the like before a relationship forms. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are basically defending it from that perspective, as though like it would still be weird if he was like before a relationship, he's like, before you start dating me, know that you can no longer be with other men. Like that would be weird as fuck to say. Okay. But even then it would be more understandable, I guess. Hello, Kaya. Hello. Hi. Kaya, no more boundaryless, inappropriate relationship with other people that's not me.
With other dogs.
With other dogs, with other people. No more allowing yourself to be pet by them. Only I pet you. Okay? Anyway. Show us the dog? No. He knew she was a surf instructor with fellow surfers and bathing suit photos when he crept into her DMs and wanted her to change who she is. Yeah, I know. I know.
Control in like various facets of this person's life, and to be able to fully restrict their behavior with no recourse whatsoever for the relationship and for what that means for the person and their own relationships in their own life. Here we had Devin Booker, who's a basketball guy. Apparently he shows support for Jonah Hill. He put a salute emoji there. Here you have all these fantastic Twitter blue replies. The first
Our brave
also,
soldier
honestly,
fighting the war against women.
You know what's funny about all this too is like he's doing it in the most like pussified, like leftist soy way possible. Yeah. Like he's not even being like, you know, manipulative and abusive in the way that like these like big macho guys would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh, please don't take photos with other men. Don't take photos in your bathing suit when you're in the water. It'll hurt my feelings. There's a boundary. Like he's just straight fucking insecure. He's just straight up insecure. Which is why I find it really odd that all these dudes are like, yeah, brother, he's doing the damn thing. You know, salute.
Reply you get is the emoji that's already in the post. If you pay for Twitter Blue, fuck you. Nice. More emojis. That's good. Thank you. Thank you for your input. What all men should do. Good. He did nothing wrong. This is a good tweet in my opinion. If your boyfriend says not to post that bikini pic, ask him if that's the Jonah Hill he wants to die on. Very good. Very good. I like it. Very good. Very good. I like it. Remembering that one time Jonah Hill's co-star refused to kiss him for a wedding scene, so they had to use CGI for it? Oh my God. Oh my God.
What?
Why did that? Why? What happened? Very good.
Maybe Jonah Hill was doing that because that's a boundary.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. It was actually the co-star's boundary, literally.
We should have done that when we were kissing.
I thought it was nice.
Very good. I like it. Jonah and I were both uncomfortable going ahead with the kiss. It wasn't just me, y'all. There was no physical chemistry between us at all. Y'all think it's awkward with CGI? The real thing would have looked worse. Oh, okay. You learn something new every day, I guess. There's a few other perspectives on this that I want to share that I thought were interesting and seemed to be indicative of a lot of people's experiences. So let's check those out right now. Let me clear something up for the men of Twitter. Jonah Hill wasn't actually offering to leave the relationship. If Sarah Brady had agreed it was best to part ways, he would have changed tactics to try to get the outcome he wanted. That's
okay. So like, this is what I mean. It's like now we're just like speculating on what he did or what he would have done and shit like that. Like a lot of people have been in shitty, sometimes abusive relationships. And whenever something like this happens between two individuals that you've never met and you're never going to see for the rest of your fucking life, okay, you immediately go back to the trauma that you experienced in that shitty relationship. And then you apply that response that you have to whatever this new thing is. Okay, this is a genuine problem with how TikTok analyzers do their work. You know, this is the genuine problem with Twitter do your thing. It's basically just shadow boxing, and it's you're fighting your own baggage in that situation. I criticize this all the time on the stream, and every single instance where I have criticized this sort of thing has led to chat literally fucking just exploding. Okay. That's just your own personal trauma response, okay? And I'm saying this as someone who thinks Jonah Hill is, like, objectively 100% in the wrong here, okay? Anyway, let's continue.
That's how ultimatums and abuse work. Ari Jonah Hill's gross text. My therapist recently changed my life when he stopped me from saying someone was violating my boundaries and explained that boundaries are values you impose on yourself and your own behavior, not rules you can enforce on other people. There were also some other texts that didn't get shared as widely that I'm sure are great. Take some accountability and operate with respect. It's that simple, because I'm tired of your attitude towards surf culture that contests in that place because I deserve respect, period. I've been more than patient, and then shit like this is still here. Beep that contest, beep that that place and be not respecting me in every always situation with surf culture. You don't get it.
What?
You don't get me. It's hurtful and unacceptable.
This is kind of funny.
I got no idea what's going
I
on.
didn't see these text messages. What's happening? Who's standing up for surf culture? What's going on?
Surf culture is having sex with each other.
Yeah, but maybe he's just annoyed that she's surfing and cares about surfing and enjoys her job.
Oh, I got no idea what's going on.
What? It's speculation based on the common pattern we see in abuse. This woman is a sexual violence researcher. Yeah, okay. Fine. I don't know how to respond to that without... It's still speculation. Why are you making an educated guess with a sexual violence? If you're a sexual violence researcher, just keep doing sexual violence research instead of researching Jonah Hill. You know, if a person is brave enough to be able to release these text messages and there's sexual violence that happened there, I'm sure they'll come out with that as well. Am I wrong? Anyway.
Acceptable to me. Get it? I don't know if you get it or care or give a shit about that shit or more than ever after Dr. Stern. Literally just say hello and leave the convo. I love how your therapist thinks I suck. I literally am the best boyfriend on earth. I'm her boyfriend. One like really interesting detail here is that Jonah Hill made a whole documentary about therapy, about his specific experience with therapists that he really liked. There they are, just two guys hanging out. And so taking everything you've learned from your time at therapy on
this reveals a lot about his therapist as well.
Yeah,
really he was also like,
oh yeah,
these girls that keep wearing bikinis.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, King, set your boundaries, King. You're doing
also
a great job.
It's also weird that he's somehow privy to what her and her therapist talk about. You know, it's like your therapist hates me. It's like the only reason he would know that is if he was forcing
No, I
her
think
to
he did
tell
like
him.
couples. I think he did like couples counseling for them too at a certain point, which is like also odd. Emotional abusive pattern of behavior. These messages on their own may not meet the criteria of abuse, but these behaviors definitely can be abuse if there's a larger pattern. Yeah, that's what I've been saying this entire time. And chat's like, no, you have to say Jonah Hill is like, Jonah Hill is doing the most metric ton of abuse that anyone's ever seen.
With the popularity of stuff like this on TikTok, where the language around manipulative behavior is just being shifted into a more palatable and excusable manner that allows people to hold power over their partners in ways that they feel are justified beyond what they would have been before. Oh, so dating a guy who gets mad at you for being the person he was attracted to in the first place is a universal experience. Cool. Yeah, if anyone's had experiences like this, drop them in the comments, because I think this is like interesting to read about. This is a quote from Trevor Noah, I think. The way my mother always explained it, the traditional man wants a woman to be subservient, but he never falls in love with the subservient women. He's attracted to independent women. He's like an exotic bird collector, she said. He only wants a woman who is free because his dream is to put her in a cage. I've seen folks tweet that if Jonah Hill wanted a girlfriend who didn't post bathing suit pictures or have guy friends, he shouldn't have dated a surfer. But here's the thing. Emotionally abusive and controlling men don't want submissive women. They want to take strong women down a peg. That's the whole entire point. Also, men like that will never ever be happy.
Oh no, I think he's just like, I think he was just horny and she was hot. And like out of his league, and he was only able to get with her because he's like famous.
He's got a blue tick on Instagram.
Well, I think like, and this doesn't mean that like she's a gold digger or anything. I mean like, when you're like a famous dude, you have access to fucking amenities that like civilians don't have that make you cooler, because now you can like, you know, take her to places that she normally wouldn't be able to go to. Take her on experiences that she normally wouldn't be able to experience on her own. And then
I could show her Hasan's house.
yeah, exactly.
I got access.
So then they got in a relationship, and then he was fucking really insecure about all the hot dudes that she was surfing with, and was like, I'm not hot. And I hate how fucking sick and cool and hot these dudes are. So he's acting different.
You know what's really hot in that situation, though, if you're like an unattractive guy, is being super cool with all of that. Because then you're like that, you know, like that
super confident, cool
that
guy.
fat, funny guy that's like
big fat party animal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's who he plays in the movie.
That's who I thought Jonah Hill was. I thought he was that guy, but
Isn't
he's
he
not
that in
guy.
Superbad? Is that him?
Well, guys, you might be shocked to find out, but Jonah Hill is an actor.
That wasn't a documentary about his life.
So he is definitely acting in those movies.
Wait, it's the same thing with Sound of Freedom? That one's real.
No, that one's real.
Okay,
that one's
yeah.
real. There's no acting there. Yeah. I bet big government wouldn't actually fuck up the AC in the Jonah Hill movies. They want you to see him be a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stavy.
Once
baby.
you stop
That's
posting
who I think
bikini
of.
pics, they'll find something
Oh,
else to
yeah,
hold
you're
on.
thinking of
And
Stavros.
the fun for them is the control, not the result. If you have a boyfriend like this, please know that his gaping hole of need and insecurity is there to stay.
Like, what is happening? Like, I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. This is what I mean. I feel like people take this way too far. If you have a boyfriend like this, please know that his gaping hole of need and insecurity is there to stay. You can't fix or fill it. Like, immediately break up. Your boyfriend's like, hey, can you take the trash out tonight? I can't. And then you're like, wow, this is an inappropriate boundary. Jessica Valenti told me that this is unacceptable.
Break up.
It's time to break up.
The thing is, all of this could be true as well.
Yeah.
Could be completely true. You just don't.
I know, I know,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
like, ay. Yeah, man, that's definitely what she's saying. Very charitable. I just don't think that, like, there's an endless thirst. I don't know if there is an endless thirst within Jonah Hill to, like, make women submit and buckle to his will. That's what I mean. She means in the relationship with Hasan, you're incredibly infuriating and passive about this. Yeah, I know. I am. It's cool being fat and fat phobic is a horrible feedback loop. I just don't think that like, I think Jonah Hill is a bad guy. I think or insecure guy. I think inferring that this is how every relationship is, or like that there is a deep-seated need beyond, like, him just being genuinely insecure about his position. Like, that he wants to take you down a peg. I think it's taking it. I don't know. I just don't agree with it.
Yeah, I don't think we know exactly how he feels from that.
I think the bit about, like, not wanting her to do her job is, like,
That's
the
pretty
hectic
fucking insane.
kinda-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, especially when you got, like, Candace Owens and all these, like, conservatives who, constantly rail on Muslims for, like, women's rights. And then, like, as soon as someone disrespects women here, it's like, fuck yeah, it's my hero. Like,
Yeah. I mean, because that's, yeah, exactly. They want to be the ones who are doing the controlling. It's just like the Catholic Church guy who's who's like, no, those are our children. Those are God's children. You can't have them. Candace Owens is like, no, we are the ones. Well, she's a woman too, so it's like a little different. But, like, she's like, no, we are the ones who are supposed to be abusive to our wives, like, not the Muslims.
You can't fix or fill it. He'll paint the constant manipulation as a sign of your relationship's complexity, but it doesn't make him deep, it just makes him shitty. Calling it a boundary doesn't make it any less of a rule. To go back to, like, how this ties into red pill stuff, the ideal woman, or the high value woman according to these men, is
You probably should have taken a nap before streaming today, dude. Those takes are absolute red fucking flags. Your takes on this is so bad. No, I already said that they're red flags. I said that Jonah Hill I started off this conversation by saying Jonah Hill is a pathetic, insecure loser. And objectively in the wrong in the way that these text messages are showcasing. I find it very odd that the conversation devolves into, in your mind, I'm defending Jonah Hill and I think he's good. I've never said that. I'm not defending the text messages. I've spent most of my time shitting on the text messages. I don't know if you're, like, not watching the VOD. I don't know if you just, like, chimed in just now, or I don't know. I don't know what's happening. They literally said, take a nap, grandpa. I know, but it's like, you are the one who should be taking a nap, I think. Because, like, if I was defending Jonah Hill's text messages and saying that they're good and they're just, like, regular boundary setting in a relationship, then you shouldn't just be telling me to take a nap, because then my worldview would be entirely different than what you understand. Right? And I think napping would not cure.
I mean, a lot. Pardon?
What's your opinion?
My opinion of a white nationalist, if somebody wants to call him white nationalist, to me is an American. It's an American. Now,
well,
if
that's
that
true. All
white
Americans.
nationalist is a racist, I'm totally against anything that they want to do, because I am 110% against racism. But I want somebody.
Not hard enough, Tommy. Tommy Tuberville. Anyway. Man is doing Doug Dimmadome. Yeah, he's been saying the quiet part out loud. Oh, God. Oh, there you go. Anyway, we're done with the Jonah Hill conversation. I hope you guys... I'm sure this will be productive, and like at least 1,000 of you are not permanently going to hate me for the rest of your lives, and make it your life's mission to stalk every little tweet that I have, and right underneath them, the one time that you misunderstood what I was saying about Jonah Hill. I'm sure certainly that won't happen for like at least 1,000 of you. Every single time I talk about any of these things, it's just like the most insane people are just like, "Yup, he did say it." Remember that time when he defended Jonah Hill and said that it was objectively a good thing to set boundaries? Anyway, I hate women. There you go.
You said it.
You got me.
Clip that.
Okay, let's watch Steven Crowder, a man who also hates women, just like me. And unlike Jonah Hill, or maybe just like Jonah Hill, as a matter of fact, in an abusive relationship with his wife.
Worse. They want to force everybody else